Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is very, very, very sad. And he is very, very, very sad because, again, before the WHCA dinner, when he was essentially doing a little pre-satire where he thought he would make fun of the president, again, because, by the way, that is what the WHCA dinner is about. It is about the president making fun of the press and the press making fun of the president. That's what it's for. And it's supposed to be a disarming thing. It's good to get out there and laugh at each other. It is. It's a healthy thing for society. It's one of the things that, for example, during the Drew Carey era, that Whose Line Is It Anyway did fairly well. And that's one of the reasons also the show is so insufferable now with what's her name, the new host. You need a little bit of the both sides making fun of stuff that works. The Babylon Bee does this exceptionally well, and it's why people don't like The Onion as a satire site anymore. When you only pick fun at one side, it doesn't work so well. This is one of the reasons why Jimmy Kimmel's not funny. If Jimmy Kimmel made fun, if you wanted to be Mr. Political Comedy Late Night Show host, again, you can do that. You make fun of both sides. You do. And if you do, people give you grace on things. But when you get out there and say the awkward stuff and then something bad happens the next day, you're going to get scorned for it. So as a reminder, this is the clip that Kimmel, or this is the beginning of his, little satire WHCA dinner address before the attempted assassination. All right. It was during the week before.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
Okay, so it is very clear to everyone, to you, me, Jimmy in the back, whatever. It is very, very, very clear that in this instance, in this situation, Kimmel was suggesting Melania wants Trump to die. She doesn't like him. She's in a marriage she doesn't like. There's this weird thing on the left where they're always suggesting they hate the marital partner. Now, don't get me wrong. There's jokes on the right about this as well. I've heard about this before. You've heard about this before. The Barack and Michelle hating each other and like the Big Mike thing. You've heard about the Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. Well, I mean, that kind of everyone points that out. But on the right, those being the jokes there are on the left, there's a weird fascination with talking about the married couple running away from them or wanting the other one to die so they can go be with somebody else. You've seen this with Jennifer Welch and Joy Reid, talking about how J.D. Vance can't wait to leave his wife and the mother of his children, Usha Vance, so that he can actually go be with Erica Kirk, because they're sick, nasty individuals. And here you have clearly right up front, that's the joke he was making. Melania hates Trump. She wants him. She can't wait for him to be dead. Then there was the assassination attempt, and understandably, Trump was upset, because any husband worth his salt, if someone says, hey, your wife wants you to be dead, I actually kind of understand the husband responding, you know what? I think you should lose your job. I think you should be fired. Any husband on earth who responded that way, yeah, I'm sure. Makes sense to me. And then Melania got out there and also said, Kimmel shouldn't be allowed to spread this hate, into homes, that kind of a thing. So Kimmel, again, approaches the crowd. He has an opportunity to say, hey, look, I made a joke. Clearly the timing was terrible. I hear you. I apologize. I'm still going to, do jokes that are critical of the president, but that's just where we are. Does he do this? No. He lies about the kind of joke he told. Not helpful.
You know how sometimes you wake up in the morning and the First Lady puts out a statement demanding you be fired from your job? We've all been there, right? Seeing yet another Twitter vomit storm. And a call to fire me from our First Lady, Melania Trump, saying I should be fired because of a joke I made, again, 5 nights ago. It was a pretend roast. I said, our First Lady Melania is here. Look at her, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow, which...
Here's where he's gonna shoot himself in the foot.
Obviously was a joke about their age difference.
Oh, they're the age different. Don't do this. Don't do this. Obviously, it was a joke about him being really old, right? I mean, clearly. Again, he didn't touch that with a 10-foot pole during the Biden administration. Never have we actually heard from Jimmy Kimmel this kind of joke before. Oh, no, it's a joke about age differences. And then he makes it even worse because liars can't leave it alone. They have to embellish the embellishment.
And the look of joy we see on her face every time they're together.
So because she has a straight face, because she maintains a straight face, because she believes, again, coming from where she's come from, and again, her career and what she's done previously, the straight face in public, very, very common. She is. That's one of the things she does. She has kind of the Vogue fashion model air about her. Yeah, comes with the territory. So I was saying, oh, it was a joke about how like, oh, everything's always chaotic and so is the age differences.
It was a very light roast joke about the fact that he's almost 80 and she's younger than I am. It was not by any stretch of the definition a call to assassination, and they know that. I've been very vocal for many years speaking out against gun violence.
Okay, so that part is true. It was not a call for the assassination of Trump. It was a hopeful expectation. Two things can be true at once. He did not get out there and say, hey, you should kill Donald Trump. No. However, when the media goes around, again, you can say that the brewery up in northern Wisconsin that said, no free beer yet, there is a joyful hope for the death of Donald Trump. There's an expectation and excitement for it. That is different. That's gross. Now, does that violate FCC rules and regulations? We'll get into that. But right up front, don't lie about it. You do hope for Donald Trump to be dead. Are you seriously telling me that if Donald Trump passed away tonight, that you would get on TV the next day and be able to hold down the grin that you know darn well would appear on your face? Don't play these games. No one believes them.
In particular, but I understand that the First Lady had a stressful experience over the weekend, and probably every weekend is pretty stressful in that house. And also, I agree.
Bad joke. So, almost shot. But I mean, come on, every weekend stressful around Trump because, he's crazy. He's always out there doing his antics, So it's probably, dude, read the room. And not just the room full of handpicked people that you're having to clap when the light for applause pops up on the LED.
That hateful and violent rhetoric is something we should reject. I do, and I think a great place to start to dial that back would be to have a conversation with your husband about it, because
there you go. Then it's all Donald Trump's fault anyway. Beautiful. Radio crew will send you guys over to the commercial. We're going to talk about this FCC stuff on the live stream. It's the Tony Kinnett Cast here on the Daily Signal. All right, so now we get into, is the FCC going to take ABC off the air? Because again, there are rules for what's called spectrum. Spectrum, the electromagnetic spectrum, there is a portion of the AM band, the FM band, and then the higher frequency for television that are reserved. And they are reserved by the federal government, and then they are licensed out to various broadcasting companies. Now, again, with the age of the internet, Ted Cruz, senator from Texas, he's got a pretty decent idea to deregulate a lot of this, because the government having a lot of special rules that apply to certain cable companies that don't apply to cable companies like CNN or Fox News, but do apply to ABC and CBS is kind of weird. It's kind of strange. So, if there's a Daily Wire show that is on the live stream or this show, here, when we're on YouTube, and if it's an only YouTube night, I have a different set of rules that I have to follow than on a night where we're nationally syndicated. Even now, during the commercial break, the TV and the radio crews are away. I have a different set of rules that I get to follow during this time. I try to keep the standard high anyway, just so that I don't accidentally goof. But this is the statement. CNN reported this today. Is Brendan Carr going to take away ABC's license because they don't fire Jimmy Kimmel? Shock face.
We've got some breaking news on the fight between the Trump administration and Jimmy Kimmel. The FCC is preparing to challenge the licenses of ABC affiliate stations. And a source tells CNN the process will begin as early as this afternoon. The licenses in question are not up for renewal for years, but the FCC says it can review them earlier. So far, ABC has stuck by Jimmy Kimmel after President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump demanded he be fired over a joke he told last week about Melania having, quote, a glow like an expectant widow. Here's how Kimmel defended himself last night.
And we're not going to listen to that because so far I've looked into some of these reports. I haven't seen anything yet. Now, do I think that the FCC should go in there and kind of retaliate against ABC regarding this kind of a thing? No, I don't. Because as I'm watching kind of the general social media sphere, what I'm seeing personally are a lot of Americans who are starting to carve out some of the insane people. And I'm sure you've seen this. I've seen this regarding friends of mine over on Facebook who are normally nice, kind of decent people. And in the last couple of years, they've just snapped. Something has snapped. And now every conspiracy theory they totally believe, doesn't matter what evidence there is otherwise. They're like, everything's fake. And also Donald Trump is the super Hitler Antichrist that he's going to kill all of us and we're all going to die. Quick, put on this hat of beautiful Reynolds wrap.